Jane Austen and Virginia Woolf. Two literary visionaries, one enduring legacy. The history of literature is written not only through the grand epics of armies and empires but through the quiet revolutions sparked by those who examined the human condition with honesty, precision, and fearless innovation. When we think of novelists who reshaped the cultural, emotional, and psychological landscape of their eras, two names rise above the rest: Jane Austen and Virginia Woolf. One, the keen-eyed chronicler of Georgian society who unveiled the intricate dance between class, morality, and marriage; the other, the modernist pioneer who broke open the structure of narrative itself and gave voice to the inner world of consciousness. Though separated by a full century, both shared an unmatched analytical depth, a mastery of language, and an understanding of human nature so profound that their works remain living, breathing texts today. This comparative exploration will examine their narrative styles, artistic innovations, social visions, and the cultural and literary impact each left behind, maintaining the same flowing structure as before and avoiding any tabular interruptions. Jane Austen. The architect of social realism, the vision of subtle revolution. Jane Austen, 1775 to 1817, born into an English clerical family, published her novels at a time when the role of women was rigidly confined to domestic expectations. Yet, within these constraints, she forged a literary weapon sharper than any sword, a pen capable of dissecting the world she inhabited with devastating accuracy and wit. Her 6 completed novels, including Pride and Prejudice, Emma, and Sense and Sensibility, were, in their quiet way, revolutionary works. Austen's strategy as an author was based on nuance, irony, and relentless clarity of observation. She operated within a limited geographical and social canvas: drawing rooms, country estates, village balls, yet with this small arena, she revealed universal truths about power, morality, gender relations, and the ever-present negotiation between individual desire and societal pressure. Her narrative technique prioritized free indirect discourse, allowing readers intimate access to a character's thoughts while maintaining the author's guiding commentary, the balance of closeness and critique that shaped the evolution of the modern novel. Her primary literary weapon was her mastery of dialogue. Through conversations that shimmer with intelligence and hidden tension, Austen exposed hypocrisy, ambition, affection, self-deception, and growth. She crafted heroines who were neither saints nor rebels, but thinking beings navigating a world stacked against them. Through Elizabeth Bennet's wit, Eleanor Dashwood's restraint, or Anne Elliot's quiet strength, Austen demonstrated that women were not mere ornaments of society but complex individuals rich with agency and insight. Her influence was subtle yet expansive. Austen did not seek to destroy the social order, she sought to illuminate it with such precision that its absurdities became impossible to ignore. Her novels prefigured later feminist discourse by highlighting the economic vulnerability of women, the performative nature of social rituals, and the demands placed upon female identity. Though her life was short and her fame modest during her lifetime, the literary empire she founded, that of realism, character psychology, and narrative irony, laid the foundation for the English novel as we know it. Austen's dominion was quiet, disciplined, and enduring, spreading not through conquest but through the unstoppable appeal of truth told with elegance. Virginia Woolf. The pioneer of modern consciousness, the strategy of inner liberation. Virginia Woolf, 1882 to 1941, arose from the vibrant, turbulent world of early 20th century London, a period marked by scientific upheaval, shifting gender norms, and the trauma of World War. Unlike Austen, she did not work within established forms, she shattered them. Woolf's novels, such as Mrs. Dalloway, To the Lighthouse, and The Waves, redefined what storytelling could be by plunging into the fluid depths of human consciousness. Woolf's genius did not lie in the structured, comedic precision of social dialogue, but in the symphonic movement of thought itself. She pioneered the technique of stream of consciousness, capturing the ceaseless flow of memory, perception, and emotion. Her writing moved like a tide, immersive, rhythmic, philosophical, and intensely intimate. Where Austen uncovered the social architecture of the external world, Woolf illuminated the architecture of the mind. Her most famous narrative method was the collapse of chronological order. Time bends, memory merges with present sensation, and characters become landscapes of emotion rather than mere participants in plot. Into the Lighthouse, decades pass in a single page; in Mrs. Dalloway, the entirety of a novel unfolds in a single day. Woolf's radical approach reshaped literary modernism, transforming fiction from a mirror of society into a vessel of consciousness. Woolf was also a fierce advocate for women's intellectual freedom. In A Room of One's Own, she argued that women required financial independence and literal space in order to write a declaration of artistic autonomy that remains one of the foundational texts of feminist thought. Through her essays, novels, and personal reflections, she explored themes of identity, mental health, sexuality, creativity, and the constraints society imposed on female potential. Her legacy is not only literary but philosophical. Woolf gave voice to the internal storms hidden behind polite exteriors and insisted that the inner life was as worthy of exploration as any battlefield or palace. Her ambition, though ultimately shadowed by her own struggles with mental illness, gave birth to a new form of artistic expression, one that embraced ambiguity, introspection, and the multiplicity of human experience. Their intellectual bond and the divergence in their destinies. Although separated by a century and shaped by utterly different social contexts, Austen and Woolf shared an unwavering commitment to portraying women's inner lives with integrity and depth. Both were self-taught masters of their craft, both recognized the limitations imposed on women of their time, and both pushed against those boundaries with unflinching resolve. Woolf herself admired Austen deeply, calling her the most perfect artist among women, recognizing in her a genius of structure and perception. Yet their approaches diverged in purpose and method. Austen worked within the societal framework she analyzed, unveiling its flaws through irony and story. Woolf, inheriting a world transformed by war and modernity, sought not to adjust the framework but to dissolve it. Austen's world is defined by social rules, Woolf's by subjective experience. Austen sharpened realism, Woolf exploded it. Austen left behind a literary tradition of moral clarity and social observation, Woolf left behind the architecture of modern psychological prose. Both women faced challenges that silenced many others, yet they transformed their constraints into brilliance. They stand as the two writers who, through intellect, artistry, and unyielding discipline, reshaped literature and expanded the boundaries of the novel. They are the authors who, beyond their earthly lives, continue to reign in the realms of narrative innovation and the study of the human soul. If you enjoyed this comparison, don't forget to support the channel. Likes, comments, and subscribing power the continuation of content like this. Which literary or historical figures should we compare in the next video?